Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. And we gotta talk about one of those games that has been long awaited to come to PC. That is Red Dead Redemption 1. We talked it briefly earlier today as there were some things in the latest Rockstar update that pointed towards an RDR1 release, but now it has appeared in Steam's backend, so the worry of it potentially being a Rockstar launcher exclusive, an Epic Game Store launcher exclusive, has probably been mitigated. It warms my heart to see whatever publishers try to pop off with their own storefront and them throwing in the towel and then being like, all right, let's just drop our games on Steam as well. I don't think there's anything more satisfying as far as what I see in PC gaming than that, because it is so annoying when like the Bethesdas of the world and the Epic Game Stores of the world and the Ubisofts of the world take their games away from Steam. I mean, do what you want with your own first-party published games. I still find it annoying whenever these games aren't available on my preferred platform, but them throwing in the towel and then bringing their games back on Steam, it's just like, thank you. Thank you for doing what should have happened in the first place. You did your little experiment to try to pop off on your own. It didn't work out all too well. Now you're back on Steam, but we'll talk about that. Rockstar has accidentally included the metadata for RDR1 PC with today's launcher update as well, and the Steam app on SteamDB is now listing RDR1 as well. The Steam app for RDR1 is available on the SteamDB, and that went live 8 hours ago as of recording this video, so I would have to imagine that Red Dead Redemption 1, like I said in previous videos, that once it gets announced to be coming to Steam and PC, it is going to be coming very quickly thereafter. I don't remember the turnaround time for Red Dead 1 when it got announced for Switch and PlayStation 4, but if I remember correctly, it was very, very quickly where that game was announced and then it got released. I don't imagine it being much different with the Steam release. I imagine at most 4 to 6 weeks, but I can see it being even quicker than that, and I do see it being out by the end of the year. Get that major release out there, you know, get people excited. The holidays are coming up. Red Dead 1 being available on Steam. You already got your mileage last year during the holidays when you dropped it on PlayStation and Nintendo Switch, but the Steam release, I feel like, and maybe this is me living in like some sort of bubble, this hardcore gamer bubble, but I feel like the Steam release for Red Dead 1 is going to be far, far bigger than the PlayStation and Nintendo Switch releases, because first of all, those releases were kind of botched, especially on PlayStation where 60 FPS wasn't available right out the gate, and who knows, Red Dead 1 very well could be botched on PC as well. I mean, I wouldn't put anything past Rockstar, but hopefully they do a quality release for this, because this is legitimately a game going back towards when I started PC gaming in 2012, 2013, you want to talk about a game that was always in the discussion boards and the discussion cycle of games people wanted to see on PC, it was Red Dead 1. And over the past, decade or so, we've just seen so many franchises and so many games that personally, I never thought would be available on PC and Steam, ultimately come to PC. Like, you got the PlayStation titles, God of War, Last of Us, you got the Halo games. I know Halo 1 and 2 were available on PC, but now Halo's regularly available on Steam. Gears of War regularly available on Steam. Again, Gears 1 was available on PC and Windows, but on Steam, I remember the excitement level when MCC was announced for Steam. That, I remember reacting to it. You could dig up that video back in 2019, I think it was, when I did that video, but that was a huge moment. And Red Dead 1, well, your mileage may vary on how you rank as far as announcements of games coming to PC, but I rank Red Dead 1 very much close to the top. Maybe that's because this is one of those games that I played all the way back in 2010 when it initially came out, and it was one of my favorite games of all time. And I've always preferred Red Dead over GTA. I prefer the more serious tone. I prefer the character development. I prefer Wild West as a setting. I love Wild West as a setting, and I feel like they do it so much justice. And Red Dead 2 is legitimately among my top 5 games of all time. Like, I absolutely loved Red Dead Redemption 2. My boys actually regularly clown on me because of how often, like, they'll see me on Discord and I'm just playing Red Dead 2 because I constantly go back to that game. Like, that's just one of those games, if I just want to get lost in an open world, Red Dead 2 is that game. And Red Dead 1, for a lot of people, is seen as the superior game over Red Dead 2. I think I prefer Red Dead 2 just because Red Dead 1 was a product of its time. It's a 2010 game, excuse me. Red Dead 2 having that 8 years of evolution being on new hardware, just technically speaking, and the world, the open world is just so much bigger and so much more visually appealing. But Red Dead 1 is still up there with my favorite games of all time, and I know people love John Marston as a character, and I really believe that this is one of those releases that I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I do believe it's going to be $49.99. I believe Undead Nightmare is going to be there, and I believe it'll be the top seller on Steam right away, as long as it's not like a complete abomination. Like, as long as it's above Jedi Survivor and Last of Us Part 1 tier from last year, I think it's going to be the top seller on Steam. Even if it's at that tier, I just think people want Red Dead 1 that badly. Like, maybe I am overselling it because I do have this nostalgic affinity towards this game, but I just feel like the build-up has been so long in the making for this to be on Steam and PC, and as long as it comes out on Steam day one, like, they tried the nonsense with Red Dead 2, but at the same time, Red Dead 2 came out on PC back in fall or winter of 2019, and it was a different time. At that point, Epic Games Store was throwing a lot of money to get timed exclusives. Even in the case of Red Dead 2, where it was a couple of weeks they were getting it as an exclusive, not even as a true exclusive. It was available on the Rockstar launcher. I get that. I can understand Rockstar wanting to pop off with their own launcher, but it's just like, yo, people waited 13 or 14 years to play Red Dead 1. I think waiting a couple months isn't going to kill them to play the game on Steam, and it's just like, yo, you're like scuffing yourself anyway, and ultimately people have to go through Rockstar Launcher anyway to play these games, so it's like, we're going to go through the service anyway, but people just want to buy their games on Steam, have it on Steam. That's just the way the world works, and you might say, people should just be open to using other services. That's fine, be open to using other services, but I just say, offer your game on all services and let the consumer decide. That's ultimately going to be the healthiest avenue for the consumer to decide. And I've always said, if it's a game that's self-published, I'm not going to bug out too much if they decide to put it on their own storefront, like Ubisoft doing it on their own storefront. I don't like it, but I understand their thought process. It's the Epic Games Store model of chucking money at games that were going to exist anyway just to have it as a timed exclusive. That does nothing but negatively impact the consumer. Like, that's all that's doing. But yeah, Red Dead 1 being on PC, I am so stoked for it, and it's one of those games, I'm sorry, I'm going to buy it day one when it comes out. Like, there's a lot of times where games I'll wait on a sale for. There's a lot of games coming out this fall, but unless it comes out, let's say on October 11th, the same day as Metaphor Ray Fantasio and Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, like, everything's getting pushed to the side to play Red Dead 1 on Steam. I think that's going to be the biggest day. As long as it's not released on October 11th, like, we're fine, and we're going to be cooking on Red Dead 1. But if it's released on October 11th, I'm sorry, those two games are taking precedence as brand new titles. But that'll do it for me. Incredibly excited about it. Hopefully it's out in the relatively near future, and I believe it will be. But yeah, exciting news ahead and a long time coming. This is like, I feel like one of the last bastions that PC needs, like one of those final games. I guess if you want to throw like the Nintendo games in there, and you know, at this point with all the games that have come to PC, I don't completely rule that out. Emulation does exist. I mean, for a Red Dead 1, emulation does exist as well, but having a native release of Red Dead 1 and the Nintendo games having a native release, I think that's a little bit of a pipe dream, but you know, I've been surprised with a lot of the things, and I wouldn't even completely rule that out. But that's going to do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. As always, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.